Welcome, everyone, to week number 11 for Decipher Wars Radio. I am Mark Tuttle, Public Relations and Marketing Manager for Decipher Incorporated, and this show is about all things about Wars TCG. All right, we are 33 days and counting until the release of Wars TCG. October 6th is coming fast, folks, and we are just about ready here at Decipher with all the various things that go along with that. We hope you're ready as well. We hope you've got your retailer lined up where you're going to buy lots of product and start getting tournaments going and just have a lot of fun playing this kind of new old game, as it were. Now, speaking of tournaments, we'll start off our news of the week with a neat little announcement. Decipher's IT department has finished up the programming, and you may now post your Wars TCG tournaments on Decipher.com. At this moment, we have almost 400 events worldwide posted on the schedule. Now, if your store does not have events planned, this is why this is an important thing to do. First of all, it lets the player base know that the store will be supporting organized play. Every time a new game comes out, somebody always says, well, who's playing it in the store here? Are there going to be people playing it? Because I don't want to get into a game that nobody's playing. If there are tournaments posted, it shows that the store and the gaming community in that area is behind it. Second, it also gets Wars TCG on the store's busy tournament schedule first. We know there are a lot of games out there. There's a lot of folks playing a lot of different things. We want to make sure that we get our tournaments in there. So if you want to play Wars TCG in your local retailer, get the local TD, or what the heck, become a tournament director and do it yourself and get those things posted right now on Decipher.com. If you have any questions about how any of that tournament stuff works, just go to Decipher.com, click on the tournaments link, and that will have all the information that you want. Now, speaking of tournaments, the Wars TCG First Tournament Weekend Kit is going to be available next week on Decipher's retailer website. Now, this is a site where retailers who are registered with Decipher can order exclusive release kits, marketing supplies, all kinds of great stuff from Decipher. The First Tournament Weekend Kit contains 25 promo foil cards and a t-shirt for the Wars First Tournament Weekend events, which is scheduled to take place the weekend of October 16th through 17th. This is about 10 days after the release of Wars TCG. Now, if your local store is a Platinum Preferred retailer, they will get this kit automatically for free. It's just going to be sent out to them from Decipher. If they're a Silver Preferred retailer, they can still get it on the action. They can order this kit for $25, again, off the Decipher retail site. If they have any questions about how to get to their retail account, maybe they forgot their username and password, or maybe they're not even signed up yet for a Decipher program, have them email me at mark.tuttle@decipher.com. Now, there are a limited number of these First Tournament Weekend kits, so if your retailers need to order them, they should do them as soon as they go online, and that should happen next week on our retailer website. So it could be possible that the next time we talk, these might be sold out. So we want to make sure that the retailers get that information. Also, I hope you check out the Faction desktop wallpaper we posted today for the Earther culture. We'll be posting a new one for each faction each week. This gives us a great opportunity to highlight some of the amazing pieces of art that you're seeing in Wars TCG. The Earther one today looks pretty good, so slap that up on your desktop and let the folks in your office know that you are a Wars TCG fan. Lastly, in the news of the week, we have a few DecipherCon 2004 kits still for sale on the online store. Now, this kit contained lots of great stuff related to DecipherCon a couple of weeks back, but the big thing was that this was the only black Wars TCG t-shirt so far, and it contains all 5 of the faction icons on it. You've probably seen other Wars TCG shirts walking around your local gaming area from the folks who came back from Gen Con. This is the only black shirt, and it's got all of the items, all of the faction symbols on this shirt. It also says Wars TCG on the bag. It's neat stuff. It's available right now on the Decipher store at shop.decipher.com. All right, weekly interview. We're going to talk to Tom Lischke once again. Tom is going to talk to us a little bit about Earther Week. Tom, welcome once again to Decipher Wars Radio.
Good to be back, Mark.
All right, this is Earther Week here on Decipher.com, and we're kind of showcasing a bunch of cool stuff from the Earther faction. We've had a couple of card images that have gone up this week. We've had the really cool Earther wallpaper that went up. We've had some articles go up. Mike Gerard wrote one about using the Earther faction for the beatdown. Let's get a little bit into the design specs of the Earthers. Mike, in his article, talked about these guys are about numbers. Big numbers, big damage, big power. What can you add to that?
That's definitely one side of them. They're kind of like Big Blue used to be in the old days. They have large vehicles and large capital ships and control things through superior firepower is their attitude.
Now, a lot of the Earther stuff has the mechanic to dismiss a unit to bring a thing into play. How does dismiss work? And tell us how it works with the Earthers.
Some of their bigger things actually have that as a bit of a way to get some cost reduction worked in. Dismiss is different than destroy because you're not able to trigger the defensive things that you might have in play that would help you out if your stuff was being destroyed. If you dismiss something, it's gone and you can't really do anything about it. It's a true cost instead of an effect that somebody can play on you.
Now, normally the stuff that's dismissed are like the smaller units, your grunt soldiers, those kind of guys, right?
Sure. From a story point of view, if you have big vehicles and big ships, you're going to want to have some smaller units around to support them and protect them. So you'd want to play a few of the smaller things along with the big things, and those would be what you'd feed to the dismiss function.
Now, some of the things we've seen so far with the Earther faction is we see in the demo decks that we released and some of the card spoilers, Earth has the big ships, the big cruisers, the big capital ships. Mm-hmm. They've also got some fighters. They also have some good stuff on the ground.
Yeah, very much. The vehicles that they bring are the best in the game so far. We'll be rolling out some other things eventually, but they'll be probably have the best set of vehicles when we start.
All right, let's talk about the characters now. We've got guys like Horatio Hicks, some of the Earther Kaizen. What do the Earther Kaizen abilities bring to the Earther faction?
The interesting one to me is Jossel Swin, who with the vision stuff that he kind of has, gives you some abilities that are pretty unique to the Earth culture, which is manipulating your destiny a little bit or manipulating an opponent's destiny. That is something that they're not going to do very well other than through those characters.
Will any of the Earther Kaizen abilities enhance the actual power of some of the units that they have, or will it be more of a manipulation type stuff behind the scenes?
Well, remains to be seen. For now, it's going to be a little more subtle, I think. It'll be more about game mechanics than it will be about actual cards on table.
All right, now you brought a couple of spoilers with you today, something that you wanted to talk about that was very popular in the original SWCCG, and that being spies.
Yeah, in the Wars TCG, we're calling them infiltrators because they do a little bit more than spying. And that's the other side of the Earth culture that we haven't really seen all that much of yet, which is very different and much more subtle than the way that they usually go. The story, Earth's a pretty corporate faction, so the corporations like to have a lot of muscle, but they also like to make sure that they're in tune with what's going on behind the scenes, so they have the infiltrators as well.
All right, you want to give us a card you've got sitting here?
Yeah, this one's Chan Whitmer. It's a unique infiltrator. Costs 1, has 2 requirement icons, or support icons, Destiny 4. Power 1, Tactics 3, Defense 3. Card type line is Character, Sison, Infiltrator Unit. And the game text is once per turn, lose 1 energy, choose target vehicle in a sight battle here, damage target if its defense is less than Destiny.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's getting some damage in there too.
Well, Earth's probably going to be the number one faction at dealing with opponents' vehicles. It kind of supports their whole ground battle ethic, so the infiltrators will definitely support that.
What's the rarity on that card? Can you tell?
That one is a rare.
Here's another one that you brought with you that he's letting me read. This is called Slippery. It is a cost 2 Earther support icons, Destiny 1. This is an asset, and it says character infiltrator. Here's the game text. As long as this character is at a site, this character gains the ability, and then in quotes, as long as each of your units here is an infiltrator, neither player can attack. And then the last line of text says, pay 3 energy, put this character in owner's hand. So you play this on a character. As long as all your characters are infiltrators, no battles there.
Yeah,
at a site.
You missed a key word.
What's it? Where?
Neither player can attack here.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't shut down all attacks in the whole game. But,
all right. So, but that's good though. So it takes a site where if you're looking at a beatdown, maybe you can prevent that until you can reinforce a little bit.
Sure. Well, and as long as he's there, they can't drain there either. So it's a little bit of a reinterpretation of some cards from the old game.
All right. And of course, pay 3 energy, put this character back in owner's hand. That means that once the character goes back, Slippery goes to the lost pile.
Yeah, that's in case your opponent manages to get rid of Slippery. You're not left with the character just sitting there by himself. As long as you keep the energy around, you can bounce the character back to your hand as a response to the opponent trying to get rid of Slippery.
Okay, sounds good. Let's talk about what you guys are doing upstairs real quick. The first set is away pretty much. I guess some proof sheets are coming back. Things look real good.
Yeah, they're fun to see. I think this is visually, there's a lot more color in this game than there is in our other games. Just we have some control, and each of the factions sort of has a different color scheme going on, and it really pops out on the cards, so it's fun to see.
I actually walked down into art yesterday looking for some reference images from the first set, and I already see second set images appearing on the walls down there. It was strange that the first one's not even out yet, and we're already headfirst into set number 2.
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely laying the groundwork for set 2. It was interesting when I went down there too. I was expecting to see all the first set images, and it's kind of the changing of the guard, and lets us know we're really on to the second thing, and we got to get going on that. It's different when all of the first set images were up there for so long. To see the new ones start popping in is exciting.
All right. The buzz is huge on Wars TCG. The report back from Gen Con is that you guys did a great job on the demo decks. So things are looking good. Tom, as usual, thanks for coming down and talking to us.
Sure, Mark.
Moving along on Decipher Wars Radio, it's time for email.
We get email. We get your email every day.
Okay.
Here's your mail today.
By the way, those of you who don't like the email song, you'll be happy to know that God got his revenge on me this last week. Let me tell you what happened. Last weekend, I had to do Decipher Wars Radio from my studio at home as I was taking some days off after DecipherCon. My 3-year-old daughter, who is extraordinarily computer proficient, found the MP3 of the email song on the desktop of my computer and began playing it over and over and over again. Now, that wasn't the worst of it. The worst of it was, if for any of you out there who have a 3-year-old, you know what it's like when they get a song stuck in their head. Everyone in the house hears it for the next 5 days. I think a little Nemo finally got it out of her head. But yeah, the email song almost died last week, folks, but not quite. All right, email for the week, folks. Here we go. We got a couple of good ones for you here. The first one is from Lee Shelton from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He writes, as the Wars product looms closer to its October launch and more information is made available, is there information such as flyers, posters, or something along this vein that Decipher might release for advertising purposes? I know that with the awesome art that's been produced for the game, some really cool stuff could probably be put together really easily that people could display around their local gaming shops, college campuses, etc. I'd be more than willing to get them posted all over the place if it would help get the word out on the awesome property, and I'm sure many others would too. Lee, that's actually a pretty good idea. We do have a couple ideas in mind of some resources that we can provide via the website for you guys, and you should start to see some of that, I would hope, maybe in the next week or two. So, good letter there. Email of the week. This is from Daniel Lon. Daniel is from Ontario, Canada. He writes, hey, Mark, I just thought that I'd email you to let you know that I love Wars TCG. I'm only 11 years old, but I still have a lot of fun playing it with my brothers. I used to play the Star Wars CCG with them, but it was really confusing to me, and I got frustrated. Wars is really easy to get into. I love the Quay, and last night I took a marker and wrote Quay on my stomach just for fun. I'm just wondering if the Quay and she will get any Kaizen. Are they affected the same way as the humans? Does it affect them at all? Thank you for reading my email. It was a blast writing it to you. Again, I love the game. Geniuses made it. We'll cut that out in editing before the guys on the third floor read that. Daniel from Ontario, Canada. Daniel, your question is, yes, the Quay and the she will have Kaizen, along with everybody else. The pouring out of the particles, the quantum particles, are affecting all 5 factions, and various members of all 5 are starting to change a little bit, and that's where we're getting some of these characters that have these extraordinary abilities. So yes, you will absolutely see it affect the Quay and the she as well. Daniel, will set you up with a great prize for being email of the week. Maybe we'll send you some soap and a washcloth to stop the self-mutilation you're getting into here. We really don't advise you write things on your body in markers, folks, unless it's a place where you can show it to people and really help us promote Wars TCG. All right, moving along now, big reveal for this week. This has already been revealed in a way. Joe Allred spoiled this in his chat last week. This is a card called Overburdened. If you'd like to see what the whole card looks like, you can check it out here. warstcg.com/articles/article.aspx ID equals 416. Next week is Ganjin Week here at Decipher. That means you'll see a bunch of Ganjin cards, get a new story from Mike Stackpole, new wallpaper for your computer's desktop, and this is really exciting, folks. We got a really cool big reveal coming up for you next week. Plus, the Decipher Wars Tour is about to be revealed. Will it hit a city near you? We will let you know next week. If you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, or you want to send me pictures of things you've written on your body, maybe not. Email me at wars.radio@decipher.com. That's all for this week on Decipher Wars Radio. Have a great weekend, folks.
Verification is complete.